If y'all know someone that needs the information, make sure you let them know. Go to bit.ly/King Ashley Ann, bit.ly/King Ashley Ann, bit.ly/King Ashley Ann. You can do anything. Let's talk about what we're here to talk about today. So we are going to, I want to take today, tomorrow, and possibly Wednesday to just talk about some things that people never really talk about when you're starting business. And these are really important things, and I feel like it's appropriate to talk about it right now because, hey, pretty popular here, December is a month where people make a lot of life-changing decisions. Now, I know that there are some people that are going to be hating on y'all. They're going to be telling y'all, we don't want to hear this new year, new me, bull crap, blah, 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 all of those sorts of types of things. But at the end of the day, y'all, like the end of the year, a lot of people get very nostalgic. You start to kind of reflect on your goals, your ambitions, what it is that you want to do. And there are a lot of us, myself included. November historically has always been a really big month for me, and I make a lot of life-changing decisions, and I'm one of the people, I really stick with it. And I know there are going to be a lot of you guys are deciding that you need your own business, or you at least need a side hustle. Maybe you want to, do better with your finances, or really work on your mindset, tap into your manifestation powers, all those sorts of types of things. And I know that you're going to be able to use this information that I'm giving out over the next few days, which are, things that no one tells you when it comes to doing business. But on the cool, like for a lot of y'all, you're going to make your decisions right now and you're going to stick to them. Now, some of y'all going to be, you're going to be flaky. But I'm not talking to the flaky people, okay? I'm talking to the people on that progressive energy. Y'all know at the end of 2019, like last quarter, I was like, hey, 2020, progressive energy. 2021, we still progressive energy. I want to fool with you, you know what I'm saying, if you out here and you serious about getting yours, okay? So one thing I want to say before we get started into all of these different things, you do not have to move fast, okay? I'm going to say that again. You do not have to move fast. I watch a lot of people stop that would have been really, really great because you put so much pressure on yourself to move fast. You do not have to move fast. Even if you're moving slowly, it's still progress. Now, I'm not saying there aren't going to be things that are going to happen that are going to require you to get things done, in a certain time parameter. Like, yes, that's going to happen. But a lot of this is new to you. A lot of y'all are first generation, right? A lot of y'all are about to be breaking a lot of generational cycles inside of your family. And so you're literally the first people in your family to own a business. You're literally the first person in your family to have real estate or have an insurance policy or retirement plan. You're going to be the first person in your family to tap into a cash flow business, right? You're going to be the first person in your family to get past a certain economic barrier that's already been there. Some of you guys are going to be the person in your family that moves your family from one environment into another physical environment where people are safe. And so when you're doing those sorts of types of things, we don't have generations and generations and generations of people that we can consult with. You picking up what I'm putting down? Like, if you're a person and you have 4 or 5 generations of small business owners or successful business owners in your lineage, y'all already know the ins and outs. And your big cousin or your uncle or your aunt or your parent or your grandparents, they were able to prep you and teach you things and tell you how to evade, this pit hole, how to jump over that hurdle, how to get in the back door of that building. But when you're the first person in your family, there's literally not anyone to tell you how to do those things. And so there are a lot of things that I see us doing, and it's not because you want to be rebellious or disobedient. It's literally because you don't know. You know what I'm saying? You don't have an advisor. You don't have somebody to turn to. You don't have a mentor that's already built in your family. You don't have a family business, or a family financial advisor, right, that you can come and you can talk to. And I'm not knocking anybody. This is just the truth, right? So one of my friends, a very, very close friend to me, and I love her a lot, and she was going through the process of purchasing a new home, and she was going to be purchasing the home under, like self-employment. Called me and asked me, she was like, I appreciate you so much for telling me about the process, because we didn't have anybody that we can ask, right? They're the first people in their family that were purchasing a home of that value. They were the first people in their family to actually be like self-sufficient small business owners. They were the first people in their family to be doing a lot of things. So I'm saying all that to say to y'all, this is new stuff. You don't have to go fast. And I see a lot of times people will put themselves in a pressure cooker, because especially with social media, sometimes it makes people feel inadequate. Sometimes it makes y'all feel like your accomplishments aren't major, right? Like there was someone that DM'd me the other day, and I corrected her real quick. She was like, it's my first sale. I only made this much. I know it's not that big and it doesn't mean that much, but I was like, girl, stop trivializing what you just did. There's so many people who have been out here, trying to figure out how to monetize their social media, and they literally haven't been able to sell one thing for years. And I know that one sale leads to 10, leads to 100, leads to 1,000, leads to 10,000. I know that firsthand. Like, you got to start somewhere. And so I'll see a lot of you guys like trivializing yourself or putting yourself in this pressure cooker trying to compete with somebody. And if I'm telling the truth, y'all, because I get to see a lot of people's back ends, I know who really got it and who ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it funky. I know who really has it, and I know who don't have it. And I know for a lot of these people, like what's going on the gram and on Facebook and stuff, y'all, is smoke and mirrors. Like real life. You know what I'm saying? You have no idea what those people are doing, or what they have done, or what they are putting themselves through mentally or spiritually or emotionally to get whatever, to get that Chanel bag, or to get, you know what I'm saying, or to get a Birkin, or to get that pair of red bottoms, or, you don't even know. You think that they're living in a house, that they purchased that home, and you come find out later that they've been squatting in the house and ain't paid the mortgage on it, or 2.5 or 3 years, but they on the gram flexing. So I'm saying all this to say, you don't have to move fast. Don't compare yourself to other people. Comparison is the quickest way to rob yourself of joy, right? And you sure don't need to compare yourself to me, because I started my business when I was 21 years old. I got 14 years on y'all. If we're just going from a timeline perspective of when someone is supposed to, come into it, right? When somebody is supposed to be having the level of success that I'm having, if we're telling the truth, like I'm like on par. It took me 10 years to be an overnight success. You picking up what I'm putting down? Like, you can't compare yourself to me. I've been in the game longer than y'all. So that means I ain't seen everything, but I've seen a lot of things, and I got like a lot more experience than you. So you can't say, oh, well, Ashley does blah, 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 blah. I don't have shit on you. Okay. Clearly you have broke bitch energy or hating bitch energy. Blink, blink, blink. That's what you have on us. Everybody give Babe Barbie some attention, because she's a troll and she's out here carrying broke bitch energy and insecure bitch energy right now, right? Because only a broke bitch or an insecure bitch, yep, and I said bitch, bitch. Only an insecure bitch or a broke bitch would hate on another woman. I ain't did nothing to you. I ain't slept with your man. I don't know your baby daddy. I ain't slapped your mama in the face. I didn't attack you. I ain't said nothing bad about you. I'm over here in my little corner of the world, right in my little corner of Instagram, trying to help my people. For over 10 years, I've been training and teaching for free. I give financial literacy and business classes for free. I donate money, help people start businesses, help people get finance for free. I sit over here in my little corner of the world, and I donate laptops and cameras and equipment and classes, and I create affordable programming and products for people, right? And I do it for free. I don't bother nobody. I don't say nothing to nobody. I don't report on gossip. None of that. I just sit over here and mind my business that pays me, and I help other people create business that pays them. So clearly, for you to be coming in here and hating on me and I haven't done anything to you at all, you must be currently residing in broke bitch energy and insecure bitch energy. Now back to the regularly scheduled program, okay? So back to what I was saying. I got 14 years on y'all because I started when I was 21. Okay? So, and when I started my business, like, social media wasn't a thing the way that it is now. So a lot of y'all can get in here and you can start, and you saying, like, you literally can build up in 3 to 5 years what it would take people 10 to 15 years to build before. If that makes sense, if y'all picking up what I'm putting down. So like I was saying, don't compare yourself to other people, because other people, okay, other people, you have no idea what they have going on. You have no idea what they did. You just focus on yourself and stay in your own lane, okay? Now, the next thing, when you try and move really, really, really fast, outside of it overwhelming you, so you stop and you don't get anything done, but you make a lot of mistakes when you try and move super duper fast. If you're going through something, like, if you have it in your mind, you're gonna go from 0 to 1,000 in 30 days, you're mistaken, okay? It's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen for you. You need to pace yourself. When you go super fast, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes. It's gonna cost you way more money, and then it's gonna end up taking you way more time, because now you gotta go back and you have to fix whatever you messed up. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So with all of this information that you're getting from me, that you're collecting from other people, like, get yourself a little notebook, okay? Because I keep little notebooks everywhere, and you write down your plan and you reverse engineer and you take it one step at a time, okay? Now, I didn't say don't do nothing, right? We got to make the progress, but you just take it one step at a time. So if it takes you a week to put together your packages, okay, it took you a week to put together your packages. It may have taken someone else one day to put them together, but they may have already done a lot of market research. They may already know who their target audience is. They may already know, what, like, the competitive rate inside of that market space is. If you're new, you're not going to know that. If you're new, it literally may take you a month to gather up all that information. You may spend 1 week on your target audience. You may spend 1 week seeing, like, what other types of products or services that are out there are similar to yours, what the rates are. You may spend another week trying to see what's included inside of those packages, right? Then you finally may take the 4th week to actually create your package and your product and put a price point on it, right? You're still doing something. And if you do a bunch of little bitty steps, after 90 days or 120 days, you're going to look up and you will have traveled really, really far down the road. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would have made a lot of progress. And so whenever you try and go fast and you get overwhelmed, then you get frustrated because you're expecting, this result that honestly you weren't going to make in the first place, because you didn't know there were all these other things behind the scenes, right, that needed to be taken care of. And so now you get discouraged and you're like, I tried it, it didn't work, and then you quit, when you could have just kept going and you would have made it. You may not make it in a month. It may take you a year to make it in, you know what I'm saying? It may take you 2 years. It may take you 10. But at the end of the day, you said that's you right now, right? At the end of the day, just go one day at a time, one step at a time, a little bit by little bit. Remember, a lot of this stuff is new to you. You don't know any of this stuff yet. You're just now learning the information. So just be strategic and be consistent, and you will progress, okay? You will progress. Slow and steady wins the race, honey. Like, I just progressed little bit by little bit by little bit. And then all of a sudden, your whole 1,000 hours of work that you had to put in that was generating $1 for you, it flips. And now 1 hour of work generates $1,000 for you. Or in my case, 1 hour of work generates over $4,000 of work for me. If I'm in a webinar or a training or a workshop or something like that, I literally make in between $20,000 and $25,000 an hour on a really, really good day, and I'm killing it. If I'm just out here just completely myrtleizing it, I'm doing in between $30,000 and $40,000 an hour with what's going on with my sales. But that is, you got to remember, I've been at it for 14 years. I've been streaming and training and doing online workshops and classes before it was popular. I've been doing it for 7 years. You know what I'm saying? I started live streaming 4 or 5 years ago. So like, does that make sense? Like it's been a progression, and you got to give yourself some grace. And a lot of y'all are not giving yourself enough grace and enough time. Okay. So eventually you're slow and steady. It becomes, moderate, then it's fast. And before you know it, you have the capacity to take on a lot, and you are out here myrtleizing everything. And I just felt it was important to say that, because a lot of you guys are not giving yourself time. You're not giving yourself space. You said so true. I lost 16K because I rushed my contracts and did not take my time. Yeah. You gotta take your time, y'all. You got to take your time, okay? You love my voice. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. I appreciate everybody sending me a bunch of love and a bunch of positive vibes to counteract these little negative people, honey. You said I crippled myself one time because I had high expectations in my business and got nothing near my expectations. Been hard putting it back together. Yeah, it's just because, like, I'm telling y'all, I love social media. Like, I love social media, and it's amazing. But there's also, with everything, there's a good and a bad, right? It has to be balanced. Things have to be whole. And people post like a highlight reel, right? You have some people that are like me, and we just kind of share, everything. We share the ups, the downs, the not so great days. We share the wins, we share the losses. Y'all know I share when people troll me. Like, I take a screenshot. This person said this to me. I share what I put back. I share everything, right? But there are some people, they only share like that one side. And so what it does, even though logically y'all are processing this when I'm telling you that, when you're bombarded by it, it starts to get into your mind. And then you have people feeling like they're not good enough, they're too old, they're not moving fast enough, they're not smart enough, right? They start, you start putting all of this crazy pressure on yourself, and it's like, y'all, this that they out here putting is not as dope. You know what I'm saying? As they're making it seem. And this is not, your goals are not unobtainable for you, and there's nobody that says you have to accomplish this in 30 days or you have to accomplish this in a week, you know what I'm saying, or you're a failure. That's not true. This is one of the reasons I tell y'all to get inside of like programs like an Instacoin, or if it's another coach or consultant you want to work with, or there's a mastermind or something, jump in there, because you'll be able to work with people who have like real life experience, and they can keep you motivated and charged up too. And you guys are working, at an accurate pace, instead of just out here thinking you're supposed to just have microwave success. Because I'm telling y'all, a lot of what y'all think is going on, it ain't. Because they call me to come and help them really, really have it going on. So anyway, first thing first, outside of taking your time and giving yourself some grace, because those are things that people don't tell you when you're getting into business, especially all my first timers in here. Okay. The next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was the business structure. Okay. Because I get a lot of questions about this. When we get into the business structure, I'm talking about if you decide to be like a sole proprietor, or if you want an LLC or S Corp or B Corp, or, what I'm saying? There's a lot of different structures that you can put your business in, okay? A whole lot of structures that you can put your business in. And I think the most popular that I see people doing is an LLC or sole proprietorship. Now, realistically, your CPA or your accountant is going to be able to tell you what's going to be the better structure for like your lifestyle and your financial picture. But a lot of people who are LLCs probably should have filed as S Corp. Okay. It like on the cool. Yeah, probably should have filed as an S Corp. I don't ever really recommend anybody filing as a sole proprietor. A lot of times people do it because it's fast and because it's cheap. And it's a recognized business entity, and so you can just start moving. But remember, I just told y'all, everything that's fast is not the best. Okay. You said, right, they just fly to an LLC. Yeah, people just fly to an LLC, but it's because they don't know. Remember, they've already been there, done that. kind of made those mistakes, that you don't have anybody to tell you. It's a hard way, and we paid for it. Yes. So one of the biggest things that you probably need to look at is realistically, and you can just go Google like the business entities, or Google like advantages of an S corp over LLC. Or again, if you have a CPA or if you have a financial advisor, talk to them about your financial picture and then realistically what you think the business is going to do. You said, what's wrong with the LLC? I'm not going to say there's anything wrong with the LLC. I'm not going to say there's anything wrong with it, but depending on how much money you think your business is going to make, sometimes you're going to be paying so much money on your earnings as an LLC versus the S corp, right? So S corps a lot of times can take more deductions than an LLC can. Okay. Also, your S corps and your corporations, your business is going to send you like a Schedule K at the end of the year to say these are your earnings or this is what you got paid on. With your S corp, they just did a 20%. They just did like a 20% pass through, and so like if you have an S corp, like let's say your business pays you. Let's say your business pays you. That just for the sake of math, let's say your business pays you $100,000. Okay, like so, your business took you, and they paid you. Hey, tax savvy refunds. Shout out to the tax professionals in the building. Tax savvy. I don't know if you take it clients, but if there's a tax professional in here, you take it clients. I'm telling y'all, this is why you need to pay your money to a good tax professional. But let's say the business pays you $100,000. Okay. Now, with that 20% pass through, you're only going to pay taxes on 80% of that 100K. So that means instead of you having to pay the lowest tax rate possible, that's where a good CPA and accountant comes from, on $100,000, you would just pay it on $80,000. Now, a good tax professional, there's some way that they can do it. I've never done it before, where if you're an LLC, like you can file as an S corp. I'm not a tax accountant, so I can't really. Hey, King Tax Services, Tanya King, that's our local tax preparer. You said C corp is the standard, or default corporation under the IRS rules. Yes, Dr. Deborah. I'm sure if you're a tax professional right now, put up a whole bunch of like pencil emojis so people can find y'all and go check you out. Go check y'all out. If you are a tax attorney in here, just put attorney and put tax attorney in all caps. So if anybody needs to find you and they want to go look at you and consider working with you, they'll be able to do that too, so they can find you. So anyway, you said form 2553. Look, I ain't honey. Oh, look, you're a tax professional, okay? Look, she says the beauty CPA. Boom, bada boom. Like I said, I'm not a tax expert. I don't know the forms, okay? I do pay attention though to when they update the codes, especially things that are going to be able to benefit me. And I know from a tax advantage perspective, especially once you start doing numbers, like when you get into, especially like I say $500,000 more up, and your business is generating that type of income for you, you are going to wish you were you were structured as a different entity. Okay, there are people out here who are making 20, 30, 40, 100 million, $200 million a year, and they pay zero in federal taxes. Like their liability is down, and they're not doing anything illegal. Okay, boom. There's another. I've seen at least three. Okay, there I've seen at least three. Boom. There's another. Okay, so any of you guys that need a CPA, a tax professional, I haven't seen any tax attorneys drop their information in here, but any of you guys that need help with tax stuff, like I'm telling y'all, and again, this is one of those things when you're starting a business that people don't tell you, a good CPA is worth their money. Okay? A good CPA is worth their money. One of the things, too, when it comes to your CPAs and your accountants that I had to learn the hard way, you need to see in tax planning. because there are some accountants or there are some CPAs, honey, they are literally just going to account your stuff. They're going to say you owe this much to the government. They're not going to tell you you need to find another business expense. They're not going to tell you, hey, this code just changed. So if you got some more inventory you need to purchase, maybe you're going to have a big sale, right? Y'all know we got the boxes coming with the mugs in it at the top of the year, right? They're not going to tell you, you go ahead and purchase up your inventory. Don't wait until next year because we can use this if you need a deduction coming up this year. You see what I'm saying? Like a good planner or a strategist, they're going to help you with your retirement. They're going to help you with what should go inside of each account. They're going to help you with your deductions. They may have like some consulting or some suggestions on like what type of business expenses, you know what I'm saying, you guys are going to qualify for, but it makes a difference. And like I said, I had to learn that the hard way because I, like my first CPAs that I work with, it's something that I want to say. No, it's not. I mean, there are financial strategists, but there are actual CPAs and tax attorneys that like literally their focus is tax strategy and tax planning, and their goal is to help you hold on to as much of your money as you can, help you build up your assets and put that money back into like your business and into the community. Because a lot of people, they view the IRS in a negative way, and on the cool, like they have their rules, and it's kind of like if you're abiding by their rules, then they're going to leave you alone. Like they'll give you a thumbs up. They want you to be, if you're a person in business, they want us to generate jobs. You know what I'm saying? They want us to stimulate the economy. They want us to make purchases. You know what I mean? That's what they want the higher earning people to do. So, and if you have the right type of CPA, or if you have a tax attorney that actually does strategy and planning, they will be able to give you a heads up. That's what I always tell y'all, like check with you when y'all ask me different questions about some stuff sometimes, and I'm like, everybody has a different situation. You got to check with your CPA, or you got to check with the attorney. So like literally, if you like, let's say, because a quarter of y'all in here, y'all work a 9 to 5. Y'all are like C-level executives, right? And so that means y'all are bringing home some serious bank, but you're still getting a W-2. And maybe you're getting ready to start another business. So maybe you decide you like the Tava products that I sell, and you're going to join the Glow Gang and become a Tava distributor, right? That's going to be your side hustle. Well, your CPA or your accountant would say, okay, realistically, what type of money do you think you're going to be able to make with this, right? They may ask you, what do you think your startup expenses are going to be for this business? And then based on the answer that you're giving them, and they know already what you have coming in, they may say, okay, we think your business should be structured this way, right? And then they also, like, let's say you're getting towards the end of the year. This is why y'all see a lot of people, y'all think we just like splurging or just balling out. Like, no, we do charitable contributions and stuff throughout the year, but some of us legit need a business expense. And so if you got a good CPA or a good, accountant, they're going to see that coming, and they're going to be like, your bookkeeper. Sometimes there are some bookkeepers that are, very, very knowledgeable about these things. They're going to be like, you made this much, like, you need to find a business expense, because if you don't, you're going to have to pay Uncle Sam $250,000, or you're going to have to pay him in $40,000, right? Now, let's think about it. Would you rather take that money and put it back into your business and into your community? Or would you rather take that money and pay it to Uncle Sam? At least if you're filed right as an S Corp and you're going to purchase inventory, you're going to make more money off of that money because you bought inventory with it. You picking up what I'm putting down? You picking up what I'm putting down? Like, so this is why I tell y'all, and a lot of people don't want to spend the money on it, but you do need a good, like, you need a good tax team in your corner. You do. You need a good CPA. You need a good accountant. And again, you're looking for someone who does like tax strategy, tax planning. They want to help their clients keep as much money as they can. And the things that I'm talking about right now, they're legal. There's nothing, like, you're not breaking the law at all. Like, even when you get into stuff like bonus depreciation and stuff like that, all of that, Your job is to know whatever your skill is or whatever your business is, right? Whatever your service is, your job is to know that. The tax professional's job is to know what's happening with the tax code, what applies to you and what doesn't apply to you. You picking up what I'm putting down? King Tax Services said, I work January to December. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Tax Savvy Refunds Code said, yes, very legal. And so what happens is a lot of small business owners, when y'all start, y'all are like, oh, I'm going to do my taxes myself. Or y'all think you going to hire, your cousin's homegirl that run a tax agency in the back of her apartment, and she get everybody back thousands of dollars. And what you don't realize is that you're hurting yourself in the long run, because whenever you're getting a refund, like literally you're saying my business isn't profitable. So this can start to be a problem, because later, let's say you want to buy a home or you want to buy a car or something, right? Well, or let's say you want to get a business loan. Like, let's say you're ready to expand into a new market. You want to get an office. Maybe you want to open them up in 2 or 3 cities. Maybe you want to hire like 10 or 20 people to get them trained so you guys can hire an influx of onboarding. Maybe you want to get a loan so you can have a real aggressive marketing campaign and put, like $30,000 or $40,000 into your marketing a month. Any of those sorts of types of things. Guess what? When you go to the bank and you try and get that loan because you took $4,000 or $5,000 or $12,000 or whatever you got back last year, because you know what I'm saying, you was like, hey, I'm trying to get this refund. Now the bank gonna be like, we can't give you any money because your business is not profitable. When you go to try and find an alternative lender outside of the bank, a lot of them are gonna be like, we're not giving you no money, dog, because your business isn't profitable, okay? Now, there are some other lenders that you can work with, like hard money lenders and like quick risk mitigation lenders and stuff like that. And what they will do is basically like a quick forensic analysis on your account, and they may look at like your last 6 months bank statements, and they'll say, okay, this person is profitable, but now you're going to have a loan with a higher interest rate, right? Now, if you're in real estate and you like are a flipper, or if you're doing like a government project or something like that, because the government, they pay you 30 days after. So if you're doing something like that and you know that money is going to come back, well, then it may be appropriate for you to take a loan that has a higher interest rate on it. But at the end of the day, like, most of y'all are not going to be in that category. And so what happens is you're ready to expand your business. You got a good model. You really are making money, but you have nothing to show that you make money, because Keisha's cousin's girlfriend did your taxes in the back of the apartment, and she made sure that you got $4,000 or $5,000 back this year, but now your business is showing it's unprofitable. And so when you're trying to grow your business or expand your business, or let's take one worse, you want to buy a house. You know you have the money to afford the mortgage payment on that house, but because your tax documents say that your business took an L and that you only made $22,000 this year, you can't get your house. And again, these are things that people don't really tell you when you get into it. And if you're in an environment where it's like, girl, you better get that tax refund money, you better get that check, you like, shit, because that's what you've been taught. You like, I got my check, you know what I'm saying? That's what you've been taught, but you're really screwing yourself over in the long run. And this is also where planning and strategy comes into play, right? So if you understand that this is the way that it goes down, if you understand this is the way that it works, well, okay, guess what? Now you may know, okay, this year I did get money back, but next year I know I want to do this, and this with my business. Let me make sure I get my taxes right. You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure I'm showing this profit. Like, let's keep it funky. This is like, this the tea. This right. This the whole tea I'm giving to y'all right now. And this is why I say sometimes we're at a disadvantage, because we don't know these things, and you don't have a mentor, a cousin, or a grandparent, or one of your parents, or you ain't got no big cousin Ashley. You know what I'm saying? In your geographical vicinity. That's another reason I get online. I be like, listen, because Ashley ain't got you. You know what I'm saying? Listen to what I'm telling you, because I can help you with some things that you haven't experienced yet, or some things that you're gonna experience, okay? So you realistically have to think about that. And because nobody around you has owned a business and maybe no one around you has dollars in a year, there's nobody to tell you, girl, you know what I'm saying? Sir, this is showing your business is unprofitable. You're going to have a hard time growing, right? Or you're going to be relegated to really high interest loans. And like I said, unless you're doing something where there's like a quick flip, I'm your big sister in your head. Well, hey, little sis, okay? But unless you're doing something where there's a quick turnaround on the money or a quick flip, you screwed. Now, if it's a quick flip, hey, it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Get that loan, flip that money, turn it around, pay that loan back off, and then the next time go ahead and get a line of credit coupled with a loan, right? Or get you some type of flex product or something like that, because there are products out there. The bank is not gonna offer them to you, but there are other lenders who cater towards small business owners, and they'll be happy, you know what I'm saying, once they see your business model and they see your account statements, they'll be happy to give you those coins. You said the majority of tax professionals can work nationwide, tax savvy, by included. Yes. It's very, very true. So, you said spend so much truth. Good. I'm glad that y'all are finding useful. And I know this is not like the most exciting stuff. Y'all know I normally be here like turned all the way up. We be with all the shenanigans. I be with all the blinking and the blooping and all that kind of stuff. But, this is stuff that you need. Like, this is what's really sexy. Like, if we keeping it 100, this right now that we're talking about, this is what's really, really sexy. This is what's going to help you, you know what I'm saying, build your business in the long run. This is what's going to help your money, and this is what's going to help you create the life that you want to live instead of some of the other stuff, that's out there. So I know, I know, what I'm saying, twerking on the table or doing the body, yaddy challenge, you know what I'm saying, that may get me the views, but at the end of the day, like, this is what's really going to help you put your money in the pocket. And it's really important that y'all know this, because a lot of you guys are really going to get serious about building your business during this month. At the end of the year and at the top of the year, people resolve to do a lot of things. And like I said, there's a fair amount of us, we actually stick to it and we make it happen. We make decisions that are going to change our life. And so I just want to make sure that y'all are doing it, you know what I'm saying, like in the right way, which that don't, like, you got, like, I had to find out a lot of stuff on my own. I was like out there and I was like, oh shit, oh the snap, you know what I'm saying, like, this what's going on, that's what's going on. All right, okay, let me adjust. Okay, you said having that strong paper trail. Yes, God. Speaking of paper trail, that's the next thing on my list that I want to talk to y'all about, is the actual paper trail. Okay, so a lot of the times when we get started, myself included, this was one of the mistakes that I made, and I learned from it quickly. When I started my business, I used what I had, right, like access to. So that was like my personal savings, my personal credit cards, honey. I was maxing everything out. Thank the Lord that I landed on my feet, honey, and I could pay myself back, but I used what I had. Now, if there would have been somebody to advise me when I first started, to tell me, even if you're going to use what you have, open up a business account, okay, and transfer that money from your personal account into the business account, and write yourself a promissory note and a loan, because on the cool, the business took a loan. Events by Ashley N, when it started, took a loan from Ashley Jones. You picking up what I'm putting down? The business didn't have the money. Ashley Jones had the money, and the business took a loan from me. And that's how I was able to pay for things, right? But I didn't have it set up right. I just went straight up out of my account, buying stuff and paying for stuff. And so now this starts to, like, right now you're commingling your business transactions and your personal transactions. So what happens when you mix them together is you're losing your protection. So if somebody, and I hope it doesn't happen to you, but if someone sues you, and if they're successful in it, now your personal finances are up. If they're separated, the business is the business stuff, your personal is your personal stuff. And whatever's going on with litigation or whatever you got to pay out or whatever, hey, you can't come into my personal account with my personal monies. But if I'm commingling them, guess what? Now you can. Everybody understand how important this is? Everybody understand how important this is? So, and once you start getting successful, people are going to sue you. Now I have won every single time. Praises to the Most High Creator, okay? I have won every single time. But there are people that are out there, honey, if they think you got it and they want it, they gonna try and do whatever it is that they trying to do, okay? So you want to make sure that it is separate. Make sure that thing is separated, okay? Some of y'all ain't got no business account. You need to go on and open up a business account tonight, okay? You need to go on to your banking institution, call them in the morning, or get online tonight and go, okay? And open up your business account, okay? And your business needs a checking and it needs a savings account. We talk about that more whenever I break down reinvestment schedules, okay? You said who would sue you? Oh, people get mad because I won't work with them. People get really, really mad that I won't work with them. Every time I've been sued is literally because someone is upset that I will not work with them. And they don't understand. You can't force me to work with you. It literally has come down to me doing termination of services, sending back people's money or whatever, or because I would not work with them. People would try to say it was discrimination. No, I'm not working with you because of this. And clearly by you having me in court, my instincts were right. You're high-strung, insatiable, and ridiculous, and I won't work with you. Okay? So you need a business account, and if the business is borrowing money from you, which is going to be the case for most of us, okay, you need to make sure that you take that money out of your account and you move it over, okay? Now, which leads me to the next thing. Let's say that you don't have business credit established yet, because most of y'all don't. Most time when I mention business credit, people are like, what? Business credit? You know what I'm saying? They have no idea that their business has its own credit profile, okay? And so a lot of times if there's nothing there, right, you may apply and you may not be able to get a credit card for your business. Now, if you are in that, okay, if you are in that category and your business doesn't have any credit and so you can't get a business credit card, then one of the things that you can do in the meantime, take one of your personal credit cards and you are now going to dedicate that specifically towards business and business transactions. You will no longer purchase anything personal on that credit card. That business credit card will be just for your business stuff, okay? And I know some of y'all are like, what? Like, okay, so real talk. Events by Ashley Ann has its own credit cards, got its own card notes, got its own business expenses, and it's Events by Ashley Ann, okay? It's Events by Ashley. It's over there. Ashley Jones got her own set of credit cards, her own bank accounts, her own bills, okay? Her own mortgage. That's over there. They are separate. Like I actually have credit cards. If I open up my wallet, and my wallet is divided into two sections. The top part of my section are my personal cards. The bottom half, I have a flap that divides them. I have my favorite wallet. Damn, I don't know what my wallet is. I'll show y'all tomorrow. I love my Brahmin. My Brahmin wallet is the bomb.com. I love it. And so it has a flap. And so when you flip it up on the bottom, it has like a little section down there. That's where I keep my business cards. So when I'm making transactions and it's something for business, it literally goes over there on the business card side with one of the business cards. If I'm doing something that's on the personal, like I'm going to buy groceries or something, I pull out of the top. I know it seems really, really simple, but that's an easy way to get your brain to compute. Like, this is business, this is personal, okay? If you need two different things to put them in two different things. But you're going to have to create something that is just for your business. And this is going to make it easier for you at the end of the year, because when it's time to track your business expenses, you're going to be able to track your business expenses. Normally, I don't care about the name of a wallet or a designer or whatever, but I do in this case because this is literally like my favorite wallet, and I've never ever seen a wallet like this. Hold on, I'm gonna get it because y'all need to see this wallet. Maybe this may be some of y'all's Christmas present. Wait, let me go get it. Hold on, y'all need to see it. I just see my purse over here. Okay. Look, let me cover this up. I don't want nobody to get me. But look, ladies, I'm not lying to y'all. Literally, best wallet I've ever owned in my life. I love it so much. I don't think it's too expensive. For some of you guys that are not into bags and purses and stuff, you may feel like it's expensive because I think this one is like a couple $100s. I'm telling you, it is worth it. I promise you, it is worth it. This is the first wallet I've ever had in my life that I just love. I don't look from the side, okay? You see how much I got going on in here? I love it. I keep everything in it. It is so amazing. I know y'all like what I am telling y'all, okay? This is better than my Louis Vuitton or my Gucci wallets or any of them. Honestly, when it comes down to a SLG, Brahmin is it for me because they work well. They have lifetime guarantees. On top of it being so functional, it is beautiful, okay? I literally can also put my lip gloss in here, and I put my keys inside of here. And so sometimes I leave, I literally just have this, okay? I only have purse with me. I got everything I need inside of this little thing. Now, let me show y'all what I'm talking about with the sections. I just need to make sure ain't none of my, hold on, let me rearrange stuff. I don't need nobody trying to get my information. You know what I'm saying? I don't need nobody trying to get your information in these streets, okay? Let me make sure you can't see no numbers. Hold on, I'm gonna get these cards pushed down in here. See, I'm gonna take this out to cover up my driver's license, okay? Okay, because people be trying to be sneaky in these streets. They be trying to be sneaky. Okay. Now, this is what I want y'all to see, which I love about this wallet, okay? Okay, you can see it in both cameras. So, this is my top. This is my little debit cards and credit cards or whatever. Underneath here is a thing, and my driver's license goes right here. Y'all see I got my Prosperity pen. It has another compartment back here. This is normally where I put my key or my lip gloss, or if you want to put like business cards or whatever. There's another little compartment in there, so there's two. So you can do, I don't have anything in this one, but if you needed something in there, you can put it in there. And then this is the flap I was telling y'all about. Okay, this little flap, bam, underneath here when you get to the business, okay? Bam, just like that. Just like that, okay? So this is on personal life. This is on business life, okay? And it has another compartment down here. And it has another one back there where you can keep your little cash and stuff, okay? So it's very handy. And then in the back, if you got change, you can put your change in it. So I normally don't care about like wallets and like specifically like the brand of them. Because before I got this one, I just bought whatever I thought was cute. I just bought whatever I liked, like on the cool. Just if I liked it and I thought it was cute, that's what I bought. But this is the only place I have seen a wallet like this. They're not paying me to say this. I'm telling y'all, I've seen all kinds. This is the only place I have seen, okay, this type of wallet that has this, okay? And they come in all kinds of prints, all kinds of colors. I know this is a little busy for some of y'all, but they have more simple if you just want like a tan or a caramel or black or red or something like that. But you need one. This is bomb.com and it's functional and it does what you need, and to help you inside of your mind go from like this is the personal side and this is the business, or flip-flop it the other way around. It works, okay? Like, it's my favorite. I have it all the time. It's very functional, okay? It's very organized. I love it. Yes, and it's real sturdy, okay? So separate the business expenses from the personal expenses. You got to stop commingling the two. I know that's what a lot of y'all are doing. That's what I started off doing. It's a mistake, okay? And then also, if your business needs to take money from you, you just need to make sure that, you know, it's a loan, and you take that money out of your personal account and send it over to the business, so that way there's like you can keep track of it, okay? Next, that nobody tells you, you need to check with your state and see how much your side hustle is allowed to earn for you before they quantify it. As what I mean by that, every state has different limitations. So sometimes if you're underneath a certain amount of money, the state will say, well, it's a hobby, and you don't have to report that as earnings. But for every state, it's totally different. And in some states, they're going to say, oh, you made more than $5,000 with that hobby. Oh, well, you got to pay on this. You have to report. And I'm telling y'all, every single state has a different limit. It's not a blanket number. So you need to go and check and see what that number is for the state that you're in. You said, yeah, my state said it was a hobby. Yeah, every state is different. I know Texas has pretty big limits on it. I think Texas, depending on what the business is, you could go all the way up to like $50,000. Like it depends, but you got to check with your state. And so some of y'all, if you're just getting started, you may not have to like worry about reporting it right now, because it's still, your state is still like, oh, it's a hobby. They haven't made enough money with it. Some of y'all have made probably more than you were expecting with it. And so you need to make sure you got everything lined up, so you don't get hit with, you know what I'm saying? Like, some, like, they're not like, oh, you were trying to evade paying your taxes and you get hit on the back end, right? So you said, I purchased some equipment yesterday, and I normally send the money to my business account before purchase, and I didn't do it this time though. Get your receipt and roll it on over, right? So, but does that make sense? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Like when I say, you said New York is just different. It is. New York and California have very, very different laws about what can be there. And then also sometimes some of the states, they will categorize it by the type of business that you have. So like if some of you guys are doing like food or something like that, or like hospitality, it will have a different threshold on it than maybe somebody who is like involved in transportation or something like that with the Department of Defense. So anyway, so that right there is a big, like, that's a big old help. Okay. Now, and then the last thing that I want to touch on today before we leave, and I'm going to come back tomorrow and probably Wednesday. And if it takes us to get through Thursday with some of this, we'll get through it. And then when we finish this, we'll roll into the series. Okay. The Prophet Chronicles. So the next thing that I want to talk about today is your personal credit. This goes back to opening up the account. Okay. So a lot of people don't know this, and I know some of y'all like, my credit is trash. Child, you better get that credit in order. Okay. 25 credit repair, that's credit with a K. 25 credit repair is amazing. Y'all know Maggie is one of my clients, but I also use their services. They are incredible. Okay. They do personal credit services and they do business credit services. Elle is not in here. She's in here most of the time. L.A. Williams. Elle is fantastic too. She's amazing. Now listen to me, y'all. Listen Linda and listen Lawrence, okay? I know y'all want me to tell y'all what all these other people are telling you that hype you up. They say you can start a business even if you got bad credit, blah, 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 blah. Yes, you can start, but you're going to get tired of getting denied. These are the facts of life. Listen to Big Cuz Ashley. Okay, listen to Big Cuz Ashley Ann right now. Listen to what I'm telling you. Remember how I talked about whenever you open up a bank account, you need to have a business bank account, and your business should have a checking and savings. We ain't finna get into reinvestment schedules right now. We'll talk about that tomorrow or either Thursday, okay? Now look, if your personal credit is good, when you go to open up that business account, especially if you go to a big bank is like a Wells, a Chase, a Bank of America, a Regions, a U.S. Bank, right? If you go to a big bank and your personal credit is good, and you go into that big bank branch and you got your little EIN and you got your little articles, you know what I'm saying, or organization from the state, honey, you got your little business license from your city or whatever, okay, you go in it, your little personal credit is together, and you say, hello, I would like to open up an account for my business. And they're going to say, come right over here. And they're going to sit you at the little desk. Well, now because of COVID, you got to make an appointment. Okay, but back in the day, you used to be able to just walk right in. Now you got to make an appointment. They're going to sit you at the little desk, honey. You're going to have on your mask. They're going to have on your mask. They're going to talk a little bit. She's going to go click, click, click. They're going to ask you how much would you like to start inside of your business account. Okay, you're going to either have brought in a cashier's check, Or maybe you just got paid from a client, so you actually have cash on hand, okay? I don't know. You're going to get some money from somewhere. In my case, my money be right here. No, I'm not playing though. That's really where I keep it. I be like, okay, so you're going to reach down in your purse. You're going to pull out that money. You're going to set it there, and they're going to say, woohoo, okay? Now, if you have good credit, you're going to either, right, you're going to be like a guarantor, or you're the decision maker for your account, right? You're the signee, you're the signer for the account. And what happens when they put that little information in, and we click, click, clack, 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 okay? And you're like, click, 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 clack. I'm the guarantor on this here situation, and we put that into the system. Guess what? If your credit is good, they will give you a credit card or approve you for a line of credit instantly, okay? If you're working with a big bank, instantly. They gonna give you somewhere in between. They will give you a card literally off the rip, somewhere in between $10,000 up to $100,000. I've seen it happen. It has happened to me. Okay, it's happened to me as well. What's a good number? I think it just depends on like what you can expect or what you're gonna be starting with your business. For me, when I open up business accounts, I normally start them off with at least $10,000. If I know I'm about to be doing a lot of processing and transactions inside of that account, I may open it up with 50,000. When I first started my businesses, I didn't have money like that. And so I would start on my business account with like $1,000, like it was, what I'm saying? It was 1,000, and that's what I would start it with. But yeah, if your credit score is, I'm not going to say it has to be 750, TS and Associate Inc. You may be right. And they probably have gotten stricter now because of COVID. But whenever I did it and I was approved, I think my credit score was like a 720 or something like that. Like 717, 720. A lot of times if your bank account, if your credit score is over 720, a lot of banks will give you a thumbs up on most things. Like I said, double check me. I could be wrong about that because we are in the pandemic. COVID has happened. It's been a lot of things that have happened here and there, so maybe it is 750 now. You said to get a conventional mortgage you need a minimum 650. Yeah, you need a minimum 650, but if you want to start qualifying for the better rates, you really need to be at a 680, and it really should be closer to a 700, so that way whenever they do the hard inquiry and it knocks your score down a couple of points, you're still over the 680. For sure. You said, what about having a separate personal account for business transactions? No, it has to be a business account. It has to be a business account. It needs to be a business account, and it needs to have your business EIN. When I go to the bank and I do stuff for Events by Ashley Ann, or I do something for Ashley Ann Speaks, and stuff is on paperwork, my social isn't on there anywhere. It's my business's EIN. Like they gotta be separate. They have to be separate. So no, another personal account that you're using for business is not the same. Like it needs to be a account with your business's name on it and with the EIN attached to it, for sure. Okay, so that's where we're gonna stop it for today. I have all kinds of other little goodies and stuff to share with y'all. I think tomorrow we want to talk about like breaking down like business credit, or maybe going into business expenses. The credit people 25 credit repair, and that's credit with a K. 25 credit repair. So I am going to get into the Q&A. So if you got a question, pop something in there. We're going to do Q&A for like about 10 minutes, maybe 15 at most. And then I'm going to get on down because I told you I got a bunch of deadlines to meet. And if y'all want me to get back on and do a Q&A over Instacoin, like I got to make sure I stay on schedule today. Will it be saved? So if you are a part of Instacoin Academy or my MMS group, they get access to all of my replays. I may leave this one up for a little while though. Definitely if it'll help the people. If y'all found this helpful, make sure y'all click the link in the bio and tap the first button so you can get out here in these streets and you can get your Profit Chronicles for November. That is where I break down how I made over $994,000 in sales in a 30-day window from November 1st to November 30th with no Facebook ads and no Google ads. Link in the bio and tap the first button so you can make that happen, okay? Make it happen. You can make it happen. Pre-order is 95% off. Y'all know the deal. When the little timer burns down, when the timer hits 0, the price goes up. Okay, y'all know how it goes out here in these streets. Let's see. If you already spent money from your personal account, can you maneuver and make it look like loans? I don't think that you have to make it look like loans if it really was a loan. I think that's where like your CPA or your accountant would be able to help you out at, and they would tell you how to properly move and allocate your money. We might have to get us a couple of CPAs on here one day to talk. What percentage are your $1 million in under your clients' physical products versus digital products or services? I don't have a percentage breakdown. I probably could look at that towards the close of the year. But whenever it comes to digital products, I do for the past few years when it came to digital products, I would do normally on average in between 2 to 3 million a year just from my digital products. On the physical product side, it could range anywhere from like 1.5 to 3 million. When it came down to like the actual services on the event side, that's been steady somewhere around 1.5 to 2 million, probably for like past 6-7 years or something like that. If I wanted to blow that up more, I probably could. But I don't really just like, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's not my focus. I'm content with the amount of clients we have and who we're serving right now. So, I just want that to stay where it is. I'll be honest, I don't even think I have the capacity to handle too much more business like on the event side, just keeping it 100. So, I don't know. I had to do the breakdown and see. And like I said, this year, the digital side has been like just tremendous, or whatever. And then, I do really, really well on the consultant and on the speaking side. So I've never really looked down to try and see what the percentages are. I normally have like a goal that I'm trying to hit, either based on clients or like units or something like that. Or I have like a growth goal that I set at the top of the year that I'm trying to hit. And so I may look at the percentage of like how much I want to grow. But as far as saying like this percentage is this and that, but if you're just wondering, I've sold over $1 million in physical products. I sell over $1 million in digital products, and definitely over $1 million in service-based offers for sure. And over $1 million in consulting too. And I'm one of the few little business builders or whatever you want to call people like me that help people make on social. I'm one of the few that's been able to do that. Let's see. I know you've mentioned in the past having multiple biz accounts to spread out money. Can you share why again? Sure. So, and this is just a personal preference. I have different business accounts with different bank branches because different banks can offer you different things, just period. All the banks have different products. Bigger banks sometimes can be more lenient with some things that a smaller bank cannot be, and vice versa. Like for instance, if you work with a credit union, a lot of times a credit union will move based off of like their relationship with you and not necessarily just kind of like the overall picture, right? Some banks are focused on different things. So like if you're working with a bank and maybe they really want to grow the transportation loans or something like that for that company, and they're not really focused on real estate, they're probably going to tell you a no for real estate. But if you came and you're opening a trucking company and you want to buy like 2 or 3 trucks, then they may say yes. You see what I'm saying? Like different banks do different things. So for me, I keep a bank account with a credit union. I keep a bank account with a big bank, and I keep a bank account with like a smaller, more local bank. And it gives me what I need. And so sometimes I know who to go to for what I'm looking to get done. So like, for instance, when I wanted to open my office in Dallas, and that was our second location, and I wanted to be able to grow that market, I went to Arvest, and Arvest Bank told me yes. Like it wasn't a big fight. I turned in my financials and stuff. I'd already been doing business with them. They said, yes, we will give you the loan, and we will give you, a line of credit to help you accomplish this, if that makes sense. But they were like, yeah, they're like, this is what you do. Do you mean multiple business accounts for the same business? Yes, she was asking me about multiple accounts for the same business. So, and then whenever I got ready to do, I had another short project I was working on doing ads the way that I like to have ads done. and we were doing a big marketing initiative for this particular campaign. I wanted to get $100,000, and I went right into them and said, hey, this is the project I'm working on. Here's my perspectives. I need $100,000, and this is how I'm using the $100,000. They said, okay. Like, it literally was like a 3-day process. Like, here it is. Okay, money's in your account. So different lenders and different banks have different products that do different things. So for me personally, that's why I like to have relationships with more than one bank. Even PayPal. A lot of people don't think PayPal is a bank. PayPal is a bank. PayPal will lend you money. PayPal will give you a loan. Like, and a lot of people don't know that. PayPal will extend credit to you. So will Stripe, right? And so if you have a good relationship with them, PayPal and Stripe are dope because they are not looking at your credit score. They're just looking off of like your average daily balance that you're keeping in the accounts with them and your transactions that are coming through, and they'll let you get them too. So like I said, different people give you different options, and so it's good as a small business to at least have like 2 separate accounts. If you have any foundations but didn't raise any money, what's the best way to file? I would tell you to ask a CPA or an accountant. CPAs and accountants, y'all throw your pencils up. There were several of them inside of this broadcast. And again, when y'all ask me stuff like that, I don't know what your actual financial situation is. I don't know what your goals are in the future. And so again, working with the proper tax professional, they will be able to say, okay, this is what you're trying to accomplish. This is the step you need to take. What's the name of the credit report service again? 25 Credit Repair. Credit with a K. What are you doing for a living? I teach people how to make money with their Facebook, Instagram, and live stream accounts, doing whatever it is that they like to do. Are you trans? I feel like you're trying to be rude and disrespectful to me, but I'm not going to answer that in a disrespectful way because I don't want anyone who's trans to be offended. So I'm just going to say thank you, because trans women spend a lot of money to look damn near perfect. So I am a natural born woman, okay? I started to be like, is your mama trans? That's what I started to say. I'm a natural born woman. Hey, there's 25 Credit Repair in the room. I'm a natural born woman. And I appreciate you for complimenting me, because I clearly must damn near look perfect and beautiful. And just to stick it to you a little bit more, I have on absolutely no makeup. Look at that. Nothing. Look, even better. It's a little square, just so you can see. Wake up, no makeup. Okay, how about that? How about she wakes up, no makeup? Bam, 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 okay, get into it. Beautiful skin. God gave me big, pretty teeth, okay? Big old pretty dimples, okay? All these natural eyebrows. Look at that. Look at that hairs, okay? Get into it. Get into it. I'm gorgeous. I know. I appreciate it. Shout out to all the trans gals in the building, okay, and the trans guys. But I know for a fact trans women spend a lot of money to look as good as they do. So I appreciate you. Even though you were trying to insult me, trans women are gorgeous. Appreciate it. You spoke about big banks. What small ones can I go to get started? When we get into small banks, I normally recommend for people to find a small bank that's local to them. A lot of times in different states, they just have smaller banks that are in different regions. And like I said, they can give you, small banks can give you a lot of wiggle room, right? Because they will actually look at an individual instead of putting you inside of a big system. And like a big bank, you know, you just kind of pop into the system and it's a yes or a no. Let's see. What is the best program to choose with? Can you tell me what you're trying to choose? I don't know what you're trying to choose. Let's see. What about Square? Would you recommend this company to take business credit from? Again, it depends on your situation. It depends on what you're using the finances for. It depends on your plan to turn it around. And that's just not with Square. That's with literally like any institution. The general rule that I like go by and that I talk to my clients about in general is literally, if it is a quick flip or a quick return, then you can get down with something that's a high interest rate, because you're going to make so much money back, and it's going to be way over whatever the interest rate is. If you are actually using it for like business development and day-to-day operations, you want a really low interest rate. And you probably want your fixed terms to be somewhere in between 3 to 5 years on your payback. Literally, just because you're using this money for day-to-day operations, so eventually you're gonna make money with it, right? You just may not be turning the money around as fast as like a flip on a home or a government contract or something like that. So again, and y'all probably don't like my answers whenever I tell y'all answers like this, but it's just the truth. Like, you have to look at what your personal financial situation is. You got to look at what the goals are for your business. You got to see like how fast do you expect a return on that money, right, that you put out there into the atmosphere. Yeah, all of that kind of stuff matters. So I don't know, but if it's a good fit for you, then you should take the loan if it's a good fit for you. How did you learn about marketing, Instagram, Facebook, etc.? Are you willing to tell who your mentor was or is? I learned from myself. I've been doing this for 14 years. When I started live streaming, when I started social media monetization, there was no me. There was no system. There was no plan. It was the wild, wild west. All of us were out there just trying to figure it out. I have spent well over $500,000 in ads, just like learning, over years. I've gone through all kinds of courses, all kinds of classes, and been greatly disappointed. I've tried all kinds of strategies. I've tried all kinds of conversion and warm up. Just like right now, how I was telling you guys, I haven't run a Facebook ad for this company literally since February. So whenever I put out a strategy and I say how to make $1 million online with no ads, guess what? We will know that it actually works because people have seen me do it. So my learning has literally come from experience, because you got to remember, even with live streaming, right? They just gave the ability for the general population to live stream like a couple of years ago. Before then, there was Periscope. Somebody had to figure it out, and there are people in here that will tell you I live stream every day for 2 years straight. I always watched accounts, I always researched. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did a lot. Now, when it comes, so for marketing on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, I am the source. Like, I'm the oracle. Okay, blink, blink, blink. Real talk. Like, I'm not even shitting you. I'm the oracle. Okay, it's me. That's why I'm so good about it. Now, and the way that I teach is very unconventional, is very unorthodox, and I teach in any of my clients, they will tell you, if you get an opportunity, click on the link in the bio and tap the second button. That's the Instacoin page, and I want you to go and listen to some of those interviews, and almost all of them will tell you, and a lot of my clients will tell you that I'm with currently now, they all had coaches before they got to me. They spent a lot of money with these other coaches, and they will tell you, like Ashley tells me to do some stuff that no one has ever told me before. Even Tay, he was like, that's what made him hire me as a coach. He was like, he was sitting in the live, and I was just spitting all kinds of shit he had never heard before, because I did things my own way. I got my own little path, my own little systems, my own little strategies, and it can be reproduced, but that's why they work so well. Now, when it comes into mentorship, as far as like business and my contracts and stuff like that, I went to the University of Central Arkansas, and Dr. Dunn Bradley and Dr. McGoy and Dr. McMurtry, they were really, really dope. They took a liking to me. I feel like it's God's blessing and God's favor, and a lot of everything with business and how to navigate and paperwork and accounts and working with the right people and getting like good contracts and stuff like that. That was them. Then a few years after I had been in business, I met Anthony. He works with the Arkansas Minority Development and Economic Commission, and Karen, and they are amazing to me. and they helped me get all of my certifications. They helped me learn how to go through like procurement, how to put in my bids, all of the stuff that you need to know. And Anthony used to work for Bank of America. He was number 2 for commercial lending in the whole United States, not in the state. And he left Bank of America and came to the Arkansas Department of Economic Development. And so anyway, I was able to learn a lot from him. And to this day, I could hit up Anthony about something and he would tell me what to do. He was like, oh, you need to buy a house now, or you need to get this now, or you need to do that now, or this needs to be on your business. When I got my line of credit and my loan to expand into Dallas, he helped me through the process, and he actually sent me he had 3 lenders lined up, and he sent me to the vice presidents of lending or the vice presidents of banking. I didn't even go through the regular process because I had a good mentor. And again, this is why I tell y'all, there is value in being inside of the right network. Sometimes you need to pay the money to be a member of a different mastermind or a certification or a group, because they have access to people and knowledge and stuff that you will never get to on the outside. And so for him literally to be able, he literally called these 3 people, was like, I'm sending her over here. And I went through and I didn't meet the 3rd person because I really liked Natalie. She was the banker that was with Arvis at the time. She's not with Arvis anymore. She's with a different bank. But I really, really liked her. She really, really liked me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this is going to be a good fit. She worked really, really hard, for my business. She treated, before Events by Ashley Ann was a multi-million-dollar company, she treated my business like it was a multi-million-dollar company. And I will never, ever, ever forget that. She was really, really wonderful. And so that's who I worked with. So when it comes to marketing, nah, dog, it's on me, baby. it's all me on the marketing department. But I definitely have other mentors and coaches for other things. At what point did you hire a CPA? In the beginning or after you made a certain amount? I waited until after I made a certain amount, but I feel like that was a mistake. So that's I was telling y'all to get a good CPA or a good accountant. And more specifically, when you're doing a CPA or an accountant, again, make sure that they are into like strategy. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's a difference. There are some people, they are literally just going to account what you have. They're gonna make sure they line it up. They're going to get you whatever deductions and credits they can get for you. And then they're going to say, okay, you owe the IRS this amount of money. Like that's just what they do. They're not going to tell you, you need this much in this type of retirement account. And you probably need to turn these 2 team members into full employees now. And, you're planning on doing this. We need to build your portfolio with some real estate so we can hedge some things. So I think we need to open up another company, or there needs to be an extension under this one. Like, there are people who are so good. They know where you're going, and they're going to help you get there. And then there are some people, not that they're not good, they're just not good for people like us, right? Like, you need a CPA. Like, for me personally, my person has to understand what I do out here in these social media streets. So they understand I got to be on camera all the time. So my business attire and my wardrobe expense is probably going to be higher than other people's, because not only am I on camera all the time, I travel and I speak on a bunch of stages, right? I'm featured in a lot of podcasts and magazines regularly. And when you do a podcast or a magazine and you get photos, they all want different photos. I have to take a bunch of different shoots, all the time on a regular basis, like real life. So if there's somebody that doesn't get what I do, they're not going to be able to allocate my expenses properly. You know what I'm saying? Because they oh, she, oh, she's just out here buying expensive bags for the sake of buying expensive bags. No, this is actually a real marketing strategy. It's called lifestyle marketing. And you need to put you need to put this Fendi bag and this Balenciaga and this Bottega and this Chanel. You need to put it inside of there. You said you discovered me on a podcast, best episode ever. Thank you. Does that make sense? And so that's why I'm telling y'all, that's a mistake that I made. I feel like I hired a good CPA too late, and then my first CPA that I worked with, if I'm being honest, they weren't equipped to handle what I was doing. And that's the truth. There's no disrespect towards her or anything like that. She just wasn't equipped. She was used to dealing with very traditional businesses, people that do a lot of brick and mortar, you know what I mean? Like, and she just wasn't familiar. She didn't understand the world that we're in. She didn't understand how our business models work. And so you got to get somebody that gets you and what you're doing, and also like what you're aspiring to do, you know, where you're aspiring to go, if that makes sense. So I feel like for me personally that I hired them too late. And there are some big firms, you know, they're gonna hit you with a big bill. They're gonna be like, it's 15 stacks. If you just start and you ain't got $15,000 to pay, and don't work with and don't work with them. Say, you know, you tell them, say, hey, I'm just getting started. I don't have the budget for that right now, so I'm gonna come back and revisit, right? Once my profit margins are higher, or once my revenue is higher. But there are different people to fit at every level. Like, there are literally people in here that will help you get your business taxes prepared. They'll offer you bookkeeping services and stuff, and you can get it done for like under $2,500 a year. They'll let you do monthly installments for your bookkeeping. You know, you'll do your initial deposit and your stuff can be taken care of. So I know for a fact, you know, because I've been around and there are a lot of people in here. There's at least 4 CPAs and tax preparers in here right now. I've been seeing them drop their pencils during the whole broadcast. They're like, that's why I said, go to their pages, look at their work, go see their testimonials and their reviews, go and see what their rates are, and you can find somebody that's a good fit. There are CPAs that literally specialize in helping businesses start up. That's what they do. They get you started, they get you up and running, honey. Then they like, fly, little birdie. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoo. And you may keep them on retainer for bookkeeping services, and then it may be time for you to graduate to another CPA at that time. There are some CPAs, all they do is they just work with high net worth individuals, and you got to make, you know, at least $1 million to even get them to pick up the phone, you know, for you. And there are some CPAs, they feel like $1 million, they're like, oh, that's nothing, that's baby money. They're like, nah, we working with people that are doing 20 million plus per year, right? Like, they're different people that specialize with different things. There are some CPAs, all they do is they help people that are like online merchants. They specialize in, I just help people who move Amazon FBA. I understand this forwards and backwards and forwards, and I'm gonna get you the best strategy, the best plan, help you hold on to, you know, the most of your money. So that's why I say it takes a minute, you know what I'm saying, to find a good fit. But you know, if I'm just going back in retrospect, definitely would have wanted a CPA sooner. And I wish I had somebody to give me the advice like I'm giving to y'all right now, to say it's not good enough just to hire a CPA because they have a license. You need to see if this person is really a good fit and if they're going to be good with tax strategy and tax planning. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a real thing. There's a big difference between, you know, just somebody that's going to account for you and somebody that actually got a plan and they can say, hey, this is what's going on. Let's see. Last question. Not the last question in the queue, but the last one we're going through today. I'm looking at the time. Any advice if you don't qualify for a loan? Yes, if you don't qualify for a loan, you need to reverse engineer as much as you can. You need to get a realistic handle on what your business expenses are, or that you're going to have to incur in the next few months. You need to figure out if there's any type of pre-sale or low-cost products that you can do to generate the revenue for you. And you need to be very diligent on your plan and like reinvesting your money back in. That is what I would tell you. Another alternative for you, if you need a loan and you don't qualify for a loan, you may need to take the route of looking for an investor or seeing if you can get a business partner, right? Because I tell people this all the time, like, partners do different things. Like, I work with clients and they have partners, and there's one person that actually does like the day-to-day of all the business, and the other partner is like the financial resource. And because this other partner has the good credit you know what I'm saying, and they have the income available to them, but they don't have the time, they make a good partnership with this other person, right? I work with partners where they like do homes together, and maybe one of the partners is a contractor and they can get the supplies wholesale for the flips, and then the other person is really, really good at selling the home because they're a realtor and they're great at marketing and they're great at advertising, right? So they make a good team together. So you can look to see if there's any way you can get an investor or potentially find a partner, or you can just get out here, girl, and hustle your products and stuff and make it happen. So that's where we're going to stop at for today. If you guys enjoyed this, like I said, you definitely going to enjoy the Profit Chronicles. I'm going to be breaking down like week by week what I did to be able to make over $994,000 in 30 days with no Facebook ads, okay, and no Google ads. I'm very proud of that. So click the link in the bio and tap the first button if you want to grab that while it's 95% off, while it's on pre-sale, okay? I will be back tonight after 7. I don't know what time after 7. I don't know if it's going to be 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 7:30. Just after 7, I will be back. We'll do a Q&A for Instacoin Academy, and I'll try and answer whatever questions that y'all have about it. For any of you guys that want to jump in today and secure the 70% off deal before it goes away. It was supposed to go away on Friday at the end of the week for Cyber Monday, but I couldn't get myself together to get on here and get a Q&A that I owe to y'all. I will be back tomorrow. We're going to talk some more about these things no one tells you when you're starting a business. And like I said, tomorrow we'll go through like some general expenses or maybe like business model stuff or your business credit, which is really, really important. So we'll get that together tomorrow, okay? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are on the planet Earth. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. If it's morning time or daytime where you are, have a productive and a prosperous day. If it's evening time, get yourself a good night's rest. If you got a mother, brother, sister, lover, you know what I'm saying, somebody your upline, your downline, whatever you got going on, if you know they need this information that I talk about, y'all make sure y'all tag them to my post so that they don't miss out. If you're in the United States and you want to get notifications of when I go live, make sure you text the word coins to 313131. Text the word coins to 313131. Text the word coins to 313131. If you're outside of the United States, click the link in the bio and you're going to go down and join the Royal Court, and I'll send you a little email notification whenever I do live sessions, okay? Y'all, everybody, go click the link in the bio, get Profit Chronicles, because you need it. And if you don't, then you're going to be like, dang, I should have bought it when it was 95% off, all right? Bye, y'all. All right, I love you guys. Have a fabulous day. Stay safe, stay clean. Like what we teach, work. Blink, blink, blink. Boom, there we go.